So my husband and I are going to collab together and make a dress. This is probably a really bad idea, but we're doing it anyways. So to backtrack some, my husband's favorite or all-time favorite Disney movies, not one, but a whole franchise of them, is the Tron series. He loves the 1980 Tron film where they're in that creepy blue and white outfits. Anyway, and he loves the new Tron Legacy that came out when we first got married. Loves it. And he's super excited for this new Tron Ares. These are just his favorite movies. He hates that he has to wait every 15 years, 20 to 15 years for a new one to come out, but he loves these series. He loves these movies. So I knew that I needed to make a 1950s dapper Disney Tron dress. Because I've been trying to now work my way through at least designing a lot of them and building a couple of them because I've done Snow White and Evil Queen. Now I want to do Tron. So how we became a collab is I was seriously looking all over the internet trying to find something to inspire me, some 1950s, 40s dress that inspired me and said, oh, this is Tron. Yeah, I spent days, weeks, scourging the internet high and low for something to inspire me. And I couldn't. And I seriously ran up to my husband and I was like, babe, you know how I want to do a 1950s dapper Tron dress? And he's like, yeah, I know. So what about it? I'm over here like, I can't come up with an idea. Everything I could think of is just not working. 1950s is known for their circle skirts and their poodle skirts and big dresses, and that screams vintage. And everything I could think of dress-wise screamed vintage. But Tron is futuristic. It's all these straight lines, cutting edge, technology. It's about computers. So it's futuristic, technology futuristic, and 1950s is like vintage and dapper. And how do you combine the two together? You can't combine vintage and futuristic together and make it work. And I couldn't figure this out. So I complained to him about it, and he said, and he goes, well, in Tron, in the Tron series, all the people are dressed in sleek, tight outfits, so why don't you do a pencil dress? That's what it's called, right? A pencil dress. And I'm over here like, you're right, that might work. Pencil dresses, and yes, they are called pencil dresses, or the pencil skirts, pencil dresses, are very iconic 1950s, but they're also very modern. They're still considered something we use on a daily basis here in this modern cutting edge world. Girls still dress in pencil dresses, and it's still something modern and sleek, and it does fit the characters. So it can work. That will work. Thanks for solving the problem. And I was like, okay, well, next question is, do we do black or white? Because the old one, the 1980s, they're all dressed in white. The newer ones, they're dressed in black. Husband goes, you can't keep anything white. Black. Fair. You got me there. So now do we do blue or do we do red? Do Clue? Do we do Tron? Do we do Tron blue or do we do Clue red? And he goes, why not both? What do you mean? And he's like, I've always wanted to play with individual addressable LEDs. Why don't we do both? I can put a bunch of LEDs in it and they can light up blue and then change to red or yellow or anything else. Yeah, we could do that. I think we could work on that. We could do it. So that is how we collabed. Is I came to crying because I didn't know how to solve a problem. He solved the problem and added on to it. So I will be building the dress part, and my husband will be building the disc that goes in the back. He knows how to 3D print, so he will 3D print me a disc that will go on the back, and he will be doing the lights, the individual dressable LED lights to light up the dress and make it Tron blue or Clue yellow and red, because technically he's yellow and then his followers are red, or any of the other colors, because there's technically other colors, they're just not there a whole lot. Most people know the white, blue, and the yellow and red. So we're clapping and making a dress. So after talking to him about it, I scoured the internet again to come up with an inspiration of a dress, and I came across this dress here, and I love it. It speaks Tron to me. It's got that sleek dress, and it's got some cute little Tron lines, and then I was thinking about making the buttons light up or be little circle light ups. I haven't decided which one would be easier. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm gonna flip it. Instead of doing white with the black trim, I'm gonna do a black dress with the white trim, and hopefully in the white trim will be individual addressable LED lights. And we've decided to go individual addressable LED lights because we did go back and forth on this. Because he wants it to go fade from blue to red or do any other colors. Whereas if you do the EL, I believe that's what it is, EL wire. EL wire comes with a lot of beta problems. Yes, it's thinner, it's more bendable. I can put it in there and not be as noticeable in the trim, the bias area. But they're not very bright lights to begin with. You can't see in the daytime, you can only see those at night. I'd have to run 2 sets of wires, a red and a blue, and just switch and toggle between the two. It won't be as a smooth of transition, it won't be as cool, it won't be as great of a light up effect, but I know the individual addressable LEDs will be bulkier, will be more of a headache, more of problems, but it can do a cooler light show. And my husband has always wanted to work with individual addressable LEDs. We just never bought them and made an excuse for him to play with them. And I think this is a perfect project. It's small enough for him to play with and get adjusted to it, but it's also going to be challenging enough for him to figure out how to do all the individual slots. So that's why we're going with individual addressable LEDs. That's how we're going to do this. So I've already went out and went a bit of fabric shopping. And I have bought the black. I know this is blue, but the other side, the back side of the fabric, is technically black. So I'm going to use the back side of this fabric to make the pencil dress. And then I need to go out and find a white trim that will work with the LEDs for that. But first I figured, for the most part, let's try working on making the dress. No, I'm not going to fold that up, even though I should. So I actually don't own this pattern that I want to use. I don't own it. So I'm going to actually have to alter a pattern I do own to get what I want, which is pretty terrifying for me because A, I have never made a pencil skirt or a pencil dress, so this is new territory for me. B, I have never altered a pattern this much. Normally I just cut off the top, change the shoulders a little bit, nip and tuck where I need to, mismatch patterns, like take pattern pieces from other patterns and smash them together. I have never altered a pattern as much as I'm going to have to do on this. So I went through all my patterns down below and pulled out not all of my pencil dress patterns, just a handful of them that I thought would work for this project. And these are the ones I came up with. I'm actually going to insert a clip of me showing you all these and why I chose these ones and not chose these ones. Because there's a lot of them to talk about right here, and it's easier just to splay them out on the floor and talk to you about it. So this is not all my pencil dresses. They're just the ones I pulled out and thought about using. And wanting to look at a closer look at all of them to see if they would actually benefit me and work for this project or not. So let's go through my thought process of each one. So first up is this one. I thought this little front panel would help with making the front panel of the Tron dress I want to make, but I kind of realized this is 3 panels and it's gathered, which is not going to be helpful for me. Plus, it's a princess cut seam. I hate princess cut seams. They make me look flat-chested. And so now with the gathering and this being 3 different panels, as you can see in the back, front, well, side, front, front. So after seeing all that, I know this one's totally out. This one, I thought about doing because it has like the shoulder princess cut, which I do like on my body, and I do find that a lot more flattering. So I thought about possibly going with this one, but the hard part is all of these ones are technically a top and a bottom. This one's not, and I would have to make that because I definitely need a separate top and a separate bottom for this pattern. So as much as I love this one, no. These 5 are almost pretty much identical, almost. They all have, let me pull the big one down. They all have 2 darts, one on the side, one on the underside, on the bottom. And they all have it. See, that one has it, that one has it, this one has it, and this one has it. So they all have that. They're all a different top and a skirt. All the skirts have the 2 darts in them. Like literally all of them have them. They all just have different necklines. This one has shoulders, not shoulders. This one has sleeves. And the dress I'm trying to copy doesn't have sleeves. But I kind of want to use this one because in case, what if I do want to do sleeves? But I think I'm not going to go with sleeves, so I'm going to get rid of this one. This one I'm definitely going to use as a reference because it has the button down bodice. It'll be very helpful to have that, so I'm definitely going to use this. But these 3 all have different necklines slash shoulders, more of the shoulders. This one has like the small one, this one has a little bit bigger, and this one has actually like a mini sleeve. I'm more comfortable with this, but this is not going to be what the Tron dress or the dress I want to copy off of has. They do have more one of these 2. So as much as I'm more comfortable with this, I'm thinking no. But part of me is like, oh, I should just do it and then I can cut to one of these. You need to stay with your bag. This one has a little bit wider, this one has a smaller, so I'm definitely thinking about not doing this one because that would be my least comfortable because I like my shoulders covered. So I think I'm going to like lay these 2 patterns on top of each other and see how close they are. Maybe lay all 3 and see how close they are and work with from there out and see how we're going to build this because I need to look at these pattern pieces and figure this out. Okay, so like I said, I pretty much ended up deciding I'm going to do this one, the Simplicity 522, because it already has, I should just put it up here, because it already has a button up front, and so it is going to make my life easier on that, because all I have to do all I have to do is just move it over whatever side I want, move it over a little bit and make it diagonally down towards the center. So I don't think it would be too much altering. It's the skirt that I'm really like, I don't know. Just because I'm going to be altering the pattern so much, I'm going to make mock-ups, and I mean mock-ups. I want to make sure this is correct and right before I even cut out of my somewhat expensive fabric. So it's going to be a game of how many mock-ups do we make before I lose my mind? Because this is going to take a few mock-ups. I'm hoping it shouldn't take, I don't know, because part of me is like, I'm going to do one where the pattern's not altered, exactly how it is without alterations, because like I said, I've never made a pencil dress. So I think let's just make it once how it normally is, then alter it to fit my body the way it's supposed to be, because I'm pretty sure there's going to have to be some slight alterations for that. Then make the alterations after that of what I need. Well, then make mock-up number 2 with new alterations. Okay, so mock-up 1 would be making the pattern as is, no changes. Hopefully adjust the pattern as needed and don't need to make a second mock-up. Transfer all those notes into mock-up 2 with new added additional changes, such as the diagonal front and a seam down the front. And then hopefully I can make that second mock-up and then make adjustments to that and possibly make a third. I'm hoping I won't have to make more than 2 or 3, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. So luckily for me, I have this bolt of fabric that I got at an auction with a bunch of other fabrics for like dirt cheap. I think it was like $8 or $12 for this box of a whole bunch of fabric, and in that box of fabric is this bolt. And this bolt is 12 yards. So this should be enough fabric for me to make mock-ups after mock-ups after mock-ups. And I like that it will all be the same fabric, that way I know it's not going to be the fabric between all each mock-ups. I know it's me making the adjustments, not the fabric. So I'm glad that I have enough, and I will be using all of this for, not all of it, but I'll be using this for making the mock-ups. So let's make mock-up number 1, which is no alterations. Okay. This is mock-up number 1. As you can see, we have lots and lots and lots of problems. The pattern is my size. You wouldn't believe it, but it is. And as you can tell, the skirt, I have a lot to take in. That is a lot. That's like, what, 3 inches? 3 inches front, another 3 inches on the back. So that's 6 inches in total that I've gotta, I don't even know. And yes, I'm wearing a slip for modesty reasons. Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm worried if I take any more of the skirt, like all the way down, of being able to move my legs. Because there's no like slit or anything. And yes, this pattern is actually supposed to be a side zip. I didn't even think about that. With the pattern I want to do, I was thinking, oh, I'll just fold over and button, and actually fold over and button. Maybe I actually do want to do a side zip, because all my patterns are actually side zips for pencil skirts. So, granted, only the one is technically a button up. So, anyway, I have a lot of gappage here on the side. I didn't do the front as a side zip because I wanted to see how it would work button up. And as you can see, I can't get the waist to button up, can't even get it to match. And the chest, on the other hand, I have way too much room to go over the top. And then don't even get me started, I got the most pointy, I know 1950s are known for, you know, bullet bras. But this is bullet bra. Like, both sides are just like, which is really making me uncomfortable. I really need to change the darts up. And part of me knows, like, okay, the bottom where it's not fitting is got to be the back darts, because if you notice, the side seam is like a knot on the side. It's a little further back, and it goes backwards. Not like a whole lot, just a little bit. It doesn't go straight down, it goes back a little bit. So I need to take out the darts, but it's still gonna not be enough to like, get it together. So, I don't know, like, I'm really frustrated with this pattern. Part of me is like, do I even try changing it? Do I even try doing the alterations I need to get it to fit right? So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here. I'm thinking let me go back and look at the patterns that I had pulled out and possibly make another one of those, even though I really don't want to make a second first mock-up. I think I'm gonna make one of those because there's a lot of alterations to do. Like, this is a lot to alter. I gotta figure out how to not get pointy boobs. I gotta figure out how to get the waist to fit. I might as well just take the darts out of the back because they're almost pointless. I don't know. There's a lot to fix in this area alone, and I still would have to fix the skirts. So I don't really want to make another first mock-up. But I don't want to alter all these, because altering all these problems is going to be like the equivalent of making a first mock-up. Because this has a lot of problems. So, new day, new me, new problems. So yesterday was the day I made a mock-up of that pattern, and it failed horribly. And yes, I know it's in my size. It says size 32, which is what I am. Well, size 12, but size 32. Anyway, so I came back and I looked at all these patterns, and I kind of realized something very important, which should have realized beforehand, and it kind of bit me in the butt. Why I had so much waist room is that's gathered. I purposely remember saying or thinking, going through these patterns about, hey, I wanted to try this one because I had the button, but I liked like this one and this one's shoulders because they're a little bit wider. Or wait, no, this one's shoulder because it's a little bit wider. But that one, but this is what I'm normally comfortable with. Yeah, remember all that? Okay. Well, one thing I kind of forgot to talk about, which was super important, which I do remember thinking about it when I pulled out these pattern pieces. I want ones like this that have the pleats in the front, because then I have little markers of, hey, this is where the line should go. Also, like, I don't have to worry about gathering and having 2 layers of gathers. I have a tight form-fitting pleats. Well, that one's a gather. That one's a gather. Doesn't look like it, but I promise you that's a gather. That one's a gathered. So these 3 patterns are out. And I should have thought of that from the beginning. So now it's like, okay, I have these 2. So do I do this one or this one? This one I was more comfortable with the top. I don't like the pleat in the front. So, I mean, I can flip it to the back technically, and then I have more leg room to wiggle. But technically, like, if I flip this one over, it says right there, that little itty bitty black, the dark black line, that's a slit or a pleat. Technically it's a pleat, I can see right there. That's going to be a pleat right there in the back, so I have more leg room. So that already is doing a smaller version of what that does. So I think what I'm going to do is, even though I don't like how small these shoulders are, it's easier to make the bigger shoulders and necklines. I think I'm going to do this skirt and make this top, but just with the seam down the middle and the front to pretend like I have the button up. So, which is technically I should try that, but that might be totally different than these. Anyway, but I'm going to try making this top with a line down the front, because it's going to tell me where the center front line is anyway. Make that one, and with these pleats. So, mock up 1, again, try this pattern with only the alteration of that front seam. Okay, let me hurry and go make that and figure out if this works. This went about... Okay, no, I shouldn't say it went about as good as the first mock-up, because It went a bit better. The skirt has the pleats in the front and some in the back. And it fits. Like, look. That's about as much as I need for a zipper. It works. I mean, it's tight, but it fits. Like, this is tight. But it fits. And I kind of know, okay, if I'm thinking about, like, putting a zipper in, and then, like, putting, like, having one layer zip with the front and the back, and then having, like, another layer that's hidden or that hides the zipper, and then, like, buttons in the front. I don't know how I feel about that, because that's, like, 2 layers of fabric in the front. And I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking about for the skirt. For the top here, the top is just as bad, okay? So technically, I'm supposed to fold, like, this is the center fold, and this is the center fold. But if I do that, we run into the same problem as last time, where they don't meet up again. But then I have bucket loads on the top again. I'm just small chested. I just need to accept that. But I run into a different problem. If I do that, I still have this collar sticking out in the back, because this doesn't have back darts on the top like the first one did. The first one had darts in the top, so I didn't have this. So I need to put the darts in the top so I don't have that. But I'm wondering if they'll go away, because technically, if you notice, everything is not sitting right because I have too much in the arm's eye way. So it's supposed to technically sit like that, but I can't do that because my arm's in the way. This armhole's too small. I need to like cut it and see if that helps fix a lot of these problems. There's a lot of them. I have the same problem. The side isn't going straight down. It's tapering to the back some, so I need to like loosen the back darts, which I'm afraid of doing that is going to make the back problem more, up at the top more. I still have this. I don't know. There's a lot of problems with this. Again. Which, you know, is kind of to be expected, because after trying this on, I like laid the pattern piece for the first pattern and the second pattern on top of each other, and they're almost like identical. Very, very, very similar. So, I mean, to be expected to have the same problems if they're almost the same. So, I don't know what to do. Like, do I alter the first one's top or the second one top? Like, do I'll alter this top, or do I alter this top? Like, I don't know. Or do I make a third top, then just make a top for a third one? Because I don't really need to make a skirt. We have a good functioning skirt. I like it. I feel like I have more leg room than I had in the last one, because I had that pleat in the back. I got this nice pleat in the back. Don't mind I did my right side out. But I have this pleat in the back down here that's not done correctly, but it's done. But it gives me more leg room, and I feel like I have more leg room. So I like that. I really like the skirt. But I'm like, do I alter this top, or do I make a third dress? A third top? Just want to move on to alter the pattern. To like have the foldies and be cool and Tron-y. I don't want to make a third mock-up one. A third first mock-up, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to make a third first mock-up. I don't even know what top I would do. Whatever top I do, it's got to be different than these two that are like almost identical and have the similar same problems. Grrr. Okay, I'm gonna have a tantrum. Reevaluate my life choices. And hopefully figure out a solution for this top. Because I like the skirt. I gotta focus on the skirt. I like it. And then, we'll figure out a top. Okay, so where did we leave off? I don't remember. We'll just explain everything. Okay, so I really, really like the skirt. Like, it does have a bit of a problem. I do need to, like, trim up the side seams a little bit because I don't have hips. They stick out pretty good right now because the seam is literally just touching my hips and keeping them poked out. At least this side isn't. This side is. But I changed up the skirt, and I really, really like the skirt. I should probably, like, pin this first so I'm not, like, flashing you guys. So if I remember last time we had a skirt and I liked it, but I made some alterations to it. Sorry, it's been like a weekend. So what I did is the skirt before had a seam down the back with like a pleat in the bottom. And I kind of realized I don't need that because if I have it folding over, well bam, I'm going to have a seam in the front where I can be like, well, bam! And I don't need the pleat in the back to make sure I have more leg room. I have this nice big slit in the front where I have more leg room. Yes, I'm wearing a slip underneath, a chemise for modesty reasons. Anyway, so I got rid of that. I just placed the center back where it's supposed to be on the center back line. The center back line I just placed on the fold and got rid of that problem. So the back is all seamless, straight and seamless. And then the front, what I did is I made the front into 2 panels. It was 1 panel, but what I did is I marked a line. I got marked 2 lines. One is the center front, so both panels are the exact same. I marked the center front line, and then I marked a line pretty much just about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch in from the pleat, the innermost pleat, and I marked a straight line all the way even with the center front line all the way down. And then I did the same, so I mirrored it, so however many inches this was, I did on this side. And I made 2 panels that are the exact same, so if I unpin this, see I've got another panel that ends right there. It's the exact same. So this panel ends up right here, right before the pleat. And then this panel ends up right here before this pleat. And it fits nice and snug, except for the hips could use a little bit more tightening. But yes, the skirt is now complete. This is definitely the design I want to go for with the skirt. I even have like where I will probably do the diagonals. I drew a couple lines there and then ideas of where I want the buttons. I'm not sure if I want to go there or whatnot, but there's where I'm thinking about going with the buttons and the lines. This top, I don't know. I wanted to win. I wanted a top that I knew for sure was going to work. And it doesn't seem like this top is working, but I know this top works. It's a pattern design I've done like a few times. It's actually one of my favorites. It's the one I did for the Red Cross nurse, my blue and white dress, well, one of my blue and white dresses, my Haunted Mansion dress, and in the wintertime you'll see that I did this for my winter dress, my Starry Moon winter dress. Hopefully that video will come out in November. I don't think I've used it on anything else, but I have used that pattern quite a few times. I really do like that pattern. And so that's what this is I use that pattern, and then it has the line where the center front the seam is, and I just kind of doubled it so that it would go close to where the side seam is at. And it fits. And I mean, I still need to take in the side seam a little bit at the top underneath the arm. I had this problem before with my starry dress. There's gotta be another dress I had this problem with this. I think it's just the star moon dress. But anyway, the star moon dress I had the same problem with, and I've never had it before, so it's a really weird. I don't know why all of a sudden it's doing that. But and I made this square neckline because my husband and I have decided that with the LED lights, the round neck color is going to be really, really, really hard. And having the zigzag with right angles, it would just make sense to also have one up here at the collar. So I made the square neckline, and I don't know, like having the seam go all the way down in the front, also in the back. And yes, I can kind of get them to match up with the pleats in the front. I can't get the side seams to match. They don't quite match. And I haven't looked in the mirror, but I'm pretty sure the back seams are pretty close. Yeah, the back seams are pretty close to the darts. I can probably get them to match up. But I'm not sure if I like the seam going all the way down and then having darts and not have a seam go all the way down. And I don't want to make a seam all the way down. I already just figured out how to get the skirt to work. So mock-up 3 is really, really, really close to what I want. But I'm not sure if I want to do this top. I know, I finally got a top that works, and I'm not sure I want to go with it. So I'm going to go through my patterns and look for just dress tops, preferably ones with square necklines, and see, I don't know, I don't really want to make another top. Maybe I can make that other one work with a square neckline. I don't know. I'm going to go through my patterns one more time and see if I have any other patterns with a square neckline and darts, and see if just dresses, shirts, whatever, because I can just make them part at the middle. I don't really want to. Should have just done that one dress where I was like, I don't want to part it in the middle. Make all that work. It would have been probably so much easier than what I've already done. That nipped me in the butt, didn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go look through my patterns one more time and figure out what I'm doing. That is so dumb. I totally skipped that one pattern because I didn't want to split it down the middle. And now I'm looking at dresses that I could split down the middle. Oh, meeting my own words. I hate myself right now. Man, so frustrated at myself right now. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go look at patterns. I'll be back. So I've darkened the lines for you guys. So I'm thinking about going with this line diagonal, those button placements, I don't know. I even marked on the sides what I think I need to be taken in. I'll have to like see how similar they are and split the difference. But anyway, so I did that with the hips, and I went through my patterns and I found a top that meets, actually it's a dress. Okay, so I pulled out this dress and was like, okay, maybe this pattern, you probably see it up here. It's got the square neckline, it's got the darts in it. I'm like, this top like meets all my requirements. It is a little narrow, so I made it a little thicker. Kind of my bad. Because now I kind of want to undo it a little bit because it's a little tight around the neckline. Anyway, but then when I pulled this pattern out and I looked at it, I'll have to flip it over and show you the back side of this. It shows you on the back side that it's actually a separate top from the skirt, and they just have the belt to hide that, which is kind of dumb because I feel like besides that back seam, you really didn't need to do that. So anyway, that made my life a whole lot easier. So as you can see, I made a mock-up of this top because I've never used that top before, and it fits. I mean, I made the neckline a little thicker, which I shouldn't have, because it's a little too close to my neck, and the arm's eye is a little tight, which is crazy. Oh, I did tighten the top because it was really low. And the darts weren't matching where they needed to go, so I did move up the top, so that makes sense. So I need to cut down the arm's eye, but the pleats are all, they're bullet bra pointiness. And the best part of this, okay, so not only does it match, it fits. I mean, it could use a little more finishing, but anyway, see, it fits. It looks okay, but the best part is, yes, this seam and this seam are a little off. I could fix those darts and make them more matchy. I could try at least. But the side seams match and the back match. So not only is it square neckline and it fits and I don't have pointy boobs, most of the seams match. Like, that's so exciting. So we have found the top, we have found the bottom. And yes, I'm going to do the top folded this way, and then the bottom folded this way. Oh, by the way, with that one, this is where your center front line is, and I just added a bunch. So technically, I know you're supposed to like fold it over, but I'm probably gonna do interfacing on these, like a thinner cotton, just a little bit where the buttons are going to go. So that's why I haven't had enough to fold on these. Anyway, but yes, I'm going to do the top folded this way and the bottom folded this way, because that's how the dress design I want to do is like. So now I just have to figure out how to attach this dress, the top to the bottom, and make it a dress, one dress. So that will be my next little hurdle to get over. But I'm so excited that the top and the bottom match. So that'll be my next little feat, is I gotta make the arm's eye a little bit bigger and fix these side seams and figure out how to connect these top and this bottom together. But once I figure that all out, then I can cut out of the real fabric. I'm excited. I get to move forward. I also can now measure and figure out where we're going to place all the lights and figure out how much length of the lights we need. We did buy one tester LED light strip, but obviously that's not going to be long enough. And then also, it was a test. So now we got to buy the real LED lights. We gotta start making everything. We gotta start assembling this crap together. It's coming together. The dream is coming real. Anyway, so I'm gonna figure out how to attach these tops and bottoms, and then I'll bring you back. It worked. Okay. I should kind of like undress and show you guys this. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So I just sewed from literally this pleat right here all the way around to this pleat right here. Oh, I also fixed the side seams down here. This one I didn't do as smoothly as this side. But anyway, I went from pleat to pleat, and that's as far as it goes. So the bottom, as I showed you before, it goes this one, then we're thinking something like this over, and then pleats, and then the top, I have it folded up because it's gonna have to, I don't know, because right now the seams are all just facing upwards. It's how it feels most comfortable, so I don't know how this little bit's gonna go. But for now, I just have it folded up, fold over, and then have it folded up and laid over, and then pinned. Ouch, as I'm being stabbed by the other pin. So, and then we'll have buttons. I'll probably have like 2 buttons somewhere, a reverse button or like a snap or something, and then probably snaps down maybe snaps going down, and then I'll have hooks and bars or snaps on the inside so that this front panel is connected to this. And this panel, I don't know if I want it to go all the way over, just part way, so as I'm cutting it out, oh, I'm bleeding. Whoopsie. Anyway, so I will probably cut it so it goes all the way over and then decide if I want to keep it that way or just do a partial. And either way, then it will have, I guess I don't have to go all the way. I could just go a little bit and then have the buttons. I might do that. No, I should go all the way just so I have, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out because part of me is like, the top, I don't have to go all the way over, but part of me is like, I should go all the way over because I got gappage right here. I have lots and lots of gappage. But if I do that, I guess I could sew the top more all the way over and just have this little section be the open part. Well, that might be hard getting it in and out. I mean, yeah, this little part just be the little hole. Because then this would be all be seamed. This folds over, this folds over. Sorry, I'm thinking it all, trying to figure it all out. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to sew this all the way over, and then we'll figure this out. But I'm thinking we'll sew it all the way over, and then this top part, I don't know if this under part, if I want to go all the way over or not. It doesn't seem like it'd be logical to have it go all the way over. It just seems like I should only need it part way down the center middle. But definitely need the diagonal, so this could be sewed over and then have it fold down it. We're not going to do a diagonal on the top or right here. Definitely not down here at the bottom because as I told you, we'll probably need to sew all the way here. And the top, it just doesn't, hubby says it doesn't flow. It doesn't fit the style, but we might change that later on of going diagonal. It might just be weird to have a light bar and then a light bar. I don't know. We might change our mind on that. I'll have to look in the mirror and figure that out. But we're definitely doing this diagonal down below. And now that I've done this, I've got to take all these notes. I still need to trim the neckline and I got to trim the arms. I haven't done those yet. But now I have to transfer this over onto the real fabric. I don't know if I'm ready for that. It's okay. I can wait. Just a little bit longer. I'll procrastinate a little bit longer because I'm really nervous. But I'm so excited. It worked! I can't believe it worked! I've never altered a pattern this much and I've never done this craziness. Oh, I'm so excited! Okay. I'm gonna go cut it out. I'm gonna actually wait a couple days. Wait a day or two. And then I'm going to cut this out on my really expensive fabric. And then I guess assemble it together. And I guess I'll show you guys how to assemble it together because this is kind of crazy. I'm definitely going to keep the mock-up because this is going to be my test run of everything. So even when it comes to bias tapes and figuring out how to put the lights on, I'm gonna need this. So I'm gonna keep this mock-up and probably work with it some more down the road. But I'm so excited this worked. Oh, now I actually need to go measure. I need to go measure all of this so I know how much lights to buy. So I'm gonna end the video here, just because this video is getting kind of long, and if I put everything that I need to put into this video, it's gonna be like 2 hours long. So I'm going to end up bringing this video up into a couple different segments. This one is obviously all the mock-ups. I'm sorry, it's just all the mock-ups. You'll have to watch the other videos to figure out how we do everything else. I'm thinking about doing a second video that's literally all the technology stuff and 3D printing. Like how to do the disc and the little thing the disc will hook onto on the back of the dress. How we did the lights, maybe how we do the buttons. I don't know if we have time to do the buttons, but hopefully do the buttons. And then another video of assembling the dress, assembling everything together, and the reveal. So I'm hoping to split it up into 2 or 3 more parts. Well, 2 or 3 parts. We'll see how that works out. So, but anyway, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell notification so you know when I post new videos. And those videos should be coming out here before the movie. I'm hoping to have them all released before the Tron movie comes out, October 10th, 10/10, binary. So all of them should be out before then, so keep an eye out for those videos. I hope you guys follow along with this Tron dress journey. So I'll see you next time. Bye! Thank you for watching! Okay, sorry.